in real estate, mortgage, insurance, financial services, you know how important referrals are to your business. But also, you probably know that it feels sometimes daunting or just a challenge for to ask those clients for referrals. And so, I want you to hang with me for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna share with you a way to kind of want you to start rethinking the way that you are thinking about referrals. I'm Bill Utenage, and I'm the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Referability Roadmap. And what I want to talk about today is rethinking referrals. And what do I mean by rethinking referrals? Well, so many of us, we understand, like I said, is that how important that they are, but what comes up for many of us, and I was in the same boat as well. I came out of the real estate industry now 20 years in that, running an insurance business for 16 of that. And one of the things is like what always seems to always come up was like, we have these people that we've done a great job for them. We're in communication, and we just feel like that we're a couple of things come up. One, that we feel like that we're needy if we reach out to the people and ask them for a referral, or we don't have a way to do that doesn't feel like maybe awkward or pushy and those kind of things. And so, I'll talk a little bit about that here in just a few minutes. But what I want you to think about, I want you to try to look and to rethink the way that you're looking at the referral is if you've done a great job for someone and it was a great transaction. You've built a relationship with people. You've done a good job, if not a great job, of staying in contact with those folks. Is that what we want to make sure that we rethink around this? Is that you've built this relationship, and what people really want to do, and I want you to think of yourself this way: is you could pick another industry, and whether that could be someone in financial services, or think about maybe your insurance agent that, they do a great job. They're looking out for you. They're connecting with you, right? Bringing you value, to your life. And you just feel good, about them. It's just a natural thing that people, we want to we want to, one, help other people, but two, when we reach out and we ask for referral and doing it the right way, and I'll talk about that in a minute, it's a way for them really to extend what they've already gone through our service to the people that are in their world. Because what they don't want to do is they don't want a friend, a family member, or a colleague to get with someone that's not going to do a great job for them, that may take advantage of them, or whatever that may look like. And so by us really not even reaching out and asking for that referral, in a sense, kind of robs them of the ability to do that. And you may say, well, that's a little, maybe a little extreme, right? But it isn't. Not when you think about it, is because so many people, right, they're looking for what you're looking to do. Now, you may be, if you're an insurance agent, you're a real estate agent, mortgage, whatever, financial advisor, all of those things, there's a need for what you do, right? And we also know that there's people in those industries that, well, they don't do it as great as you do. They're not maybe always looking out for the client's best interest. How you're running your business, doing it the right way. And because you've got all of these people that you have done business with, and depending on where you are in your business, you may have maybe less than some, and some you've been in it for years, and you have a bunch of people, right, that you've helped and are currently helping, depending on what industry that you're in. And so one of the things that got shared with me years ago, and I've shared this before, it came from a coach at that time that I was coaching with in my real estate business, and they asked me this question. They're like, Bill, do you think that you do a great job for the people that you work with, right? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, do you put their interests before yours? Yeah, all of those things. And so and this is the thing that he said. He's like, I want you to be thinking about that by you not connecting with these people and letting them know, hey, I can help your friends and family members. I can give them the same service that I gave you. Do you think that there's anybody else that can do it better? And this isn't coming from a place of pride or from ego, but I believe that how we look for clients how I did it in my own business. I'm like, yeah, I really believe that. And he goes, so why would you not share that opportunity with them so they can share it with someone else that is in their world that they love or they're close to and they care about? And this is when we start changing the way that we think about our business of being from a transactional standpoint. And I came out of that world. I was kind of I'm built more transactionally from the way that I move. And then what I understood, I started to understand is when we started building those relationships with people, slowing down and putting the client's interest, before our own interest. And they truly understood that and they believed that. People were eager, to be honest with you, like, yeah, we would love to do that. The challenge came, to be honest with you, not with them. It was with me of letting people know, to let them understand how I ran my business. That and here's a big misconception, and I've talked about this a lot, is there's misconceptions, especially in the service-based world, right? Is that, that the company gives you all of your business, and which most of us all know that, unless you're with a company that does that, which that's few and far between, that most of us are procuring our own clients. And I don't care what industry that you're in. And it's our job is to explain to people this from the beginning, is like, hey, this is how I run my business and how referrals are so important to my business. And my goal is to deliver world-class, 5-star, whatever you want to use, service to you, and that you'll be happy to refer your friends and family to me when you have the opportunity to do that. And that's probably the first thing that where we really don't do that a great job. And then we get upset that people aren't referring us. Right? It's like, well, I'm not getting, I'm only getting referral here or there. That's where it usually starts, is, with that piece of it, and to be able to share that with them. And then it's actually as we build value for people, right? And I talk about this all the time. It's in other trainings that I've done is staying engaged, right? It's one of the things I talk about is like helping our clients really solve a problem, make their life easier or better in some way. And a lot of times, sometimes that's outside of the service that we provide, right? So if I'm an insurance agent and they are, they're insured through my company, yes, that's an ongoing thing. But how else can I support them? What's going on in their world that I may know someone that can help them solve that problem or make their life easier or better? And when we start looking at it that way, when we start, looking at having really clients for life, and it's one of the things I learned, and you hear that in our respective industries, but it really is true. And we do that by again by bringing value to them and helping them in staying connected with them, and having a system around doing all of that. So I want you to be thinking about this. Today is like, are you letting people know how you run your business and how to refer you, right? How this is what this looks like, and letting them know, this is how I run my business. Hey, the best way for you when you have someone that you would like to refer me is do a group email, or it's a text, whatever it is for you, is letting them know that. And then it's actually then asking them from time to time. Now, you're not going to call them every day and to do that, but then having a way to do that to make it natural. And one of the things that, if you first time watching me do that, share this, is like, so I have what I call my referral generator script. And basically it's an easy way for when you're in conversation with someone to share what opportunity, what you're looking for in your business, instead of it being awkward and pushy. And doing that is like, hey, could you do me a favor? This is what I'm looking for, right now in my business. If you run across somebody, a friend, a family member, a colleague, hey, would you be willing to connect me with them, right? And it's an easy way to do this without the pushiness, the awkwardness, all of this, the desperation and all of these things. But it's also, I want you to be thinking, is like, they may have someone, they literally may have a friend or a family member right now that is looking for what that you do. They may just not really understand, oh, like, hey, they think that maybe you're too busy, right? And I've had that happen to me when I was in my real estate, running my real estate business, is that people would go, they have this preconceived notion, because we were busy, we were selling a lot of homes in our area, But the thing about it is this is why I always wanted to make sure when I was having a conversation with people, it's like, hey, and this is something that I learned from my mentor, Brian Buffini, is just like letting people know it's like, hey, I'm never too busy for, your referrals. I just want you to know that. And then if I did a great job at the front end of this is explaining how we run our business, because it will happen. They're like, oh, well, I had my nephew, but he wasn't really buying a very expensive house, and I didn't want to bother you. And I've had this happen. I've had people literally tell me this. We didn't want to bother you, so we decided, hey, they went with another agent. I'm just like, right. Whose fault is that? It's mine. I didn't do a good job with that. Where it's like, hey, here's the thing. I want to be of service to the people that I want to take care of them like we took care of you and are taking care of you, depending on it may be, because if we're in insurance or we're in financial services, right? That's an ongoing relationship actively. Whereas from the mortgage and the real estate side of that, we all know that can be more transactionally, but it doesn't have to be that way as long as we're staying connected. This is why when I talk about, past clients, my insurance and my financial services people are kind of going like, well, why would I be connecting with the people that have, maybe have chose to leave? So it's understanding that context. But I want you to be thinking about this today, this week. How are you looking at referrals? Are you thinking of that from a standpoint of like where it's the story that you're creating, that you're feeling like that you're needy, instead of coming from a place of like, hey, I'm coming of service. I want to be able to help the people that I have already helped or I'm currently helping, those people that are in their lives, to deliver that kind of service so they don't get stuck with somebody maybe that's not going to do that piece of it, because you know how you operate your business. So there's where that rethinking piece of this comes into. And then again, having a system around, right? Staying connected with people, bringing people value. And then from time to time, having that when that opportunity comes, right? When we're in conversation with someone and they ask you, it's like, hey, so what's going on in your business, Bill? How are things? Hey, thanks for asking. Hey, currently right now, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, people that are maybe looking to buy. If I'm in real estate, if I'm looking to buy, their first home. Hey, would you do me a favor? Hey, if you hear of somebody, a friend or a family member, you have a colleague or somebody that's talking about, hey, that they're buying their first home. Hey, would you connect me with them? I'd love to be able to answer any questions that they may have and possibly be able to help them. And the best way to do that would be hey, just do a group email and then I can take it from there. Would that be okay? You see how just simple that was. Didn't have to, it wasn't awkward. It wasn't weird. Now I'd had to know what to say because I've said that obviously a lot of times in my life. But the key piece of this is this is why we make it natural, because then if we've already done the work ahead of time, that people understand, right? This is how we run our businesses is referral is a major piece of that. Then they're not confused, or they're like, when you bring it up, like, oh yeah, oh hey, you're looking for people that are looking to buy on their first. Okay, so what happens in the brain, right? As you guys know, reticular activator is triggered. Like, who do I know that's thinking about buying their? Because here's what happens: is they'll be thinking possibly about that. Then it may come to them like going, oh, well, I can't think of anybody that's thinking about buying a home right now. But my neighbor, I was talking to them. They're relocating to Colorado, and they're going to be selling their home. Oh, awesome! Hey, would you mind connecting me with them? I see if I can, be of service to them. Yeah, that'd be great. I'll just we'll do do a group email and do that introduction. And all of that, the way I just shared all of that, it's because you've earned that by the work that you've done, for these people. And they want to help you, right? They ultimately do. 99% people do, if you'll ask. Two is they want to be helpful and look good to the person that they're referring, right? Because then that makes us feel good. Think about any time that you referred someone and then the person used them and it was a good experience, because it's like we do this with restaurants all the time. It's like, oh, I found this good restaurant. So you tell people about it, right? Whether that's on Facebook, social, whatever, right? On those, it's like, but then if you tell someone like, hey, oh man, I went to that restaurant. It was awesome, right? It was like the food was great. You feel good. And you don't even own the restaurant, right? You're getting no value out of that other than we feel good. This is what Facebook understands. This is why they come up with likes and those things, because we get that dopamine hit of like, we were like, hey, we did something good. We've been rewarded on that. Now, the opposite is when it doesn't go well and they're like, oh, I went to that restaurant. It was terrible. The food was horrible, right? Then they're like, womp, womp, womp. Then it's not so good, right? We don't feel that way. That's why we, as the person that's doing the, that's providing the service, right? That we're asking other people to put their trust that they have with that other person and into us, is that's why we gotta be on it. Like, we gotta treat, you hear me say this all the time, we gotta treat these referrals like they are gold, because they are like gold. They are gold. They are the gold to your business, because this person has went out kind of, on the line for you to do that. And then that's why the communication is being just, is being spot on, because then what they're going to do, they're going to go back and they're going to tell that person, right? They're going to go, oh my God, thank you for referring me to Jenny. She's been awesome, man. Her communication is spot on, blah, blah, and then that person's going to go, oh, I'm glad. Then what happens when we do that? Guess what that person's going to want to do? They feel they got the like, if you will, then they're going to want to do it again. Like, they will look for opportunities, right? Subconsciously, in a sense of like going, is like, hey, that turned out really good. I felt good because that person I care about, they're happy. I know that Jenny's she did a great job for me. It's awesome. Now, who else can I help with that? And this is why we stay in contact with people, right? What I teach, right? The 36 Connect, through the whole year, each month, he's like, we're having conversations. We're bringing value to people. We're staying top of mind for them. We're not calling them every day and asking them for a referral. It doesn't work that way, but it works if we start putting all of these pieces together. But it all starts here. It all starts the way that we're thinking about referrals inside of our business. I want you to be a referral generator, just not a referral receiver. Because I hear that too many times when I talk with service-based business owners, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Bill, I get referrals in my business." I'm like, okay, how about but are you generating referrals in your business? Are you doing the activities and the things and understanding how to ask correctly in order to where those referrals could be way more consistent than they probably are right now? Because in most cases, when I talk with people, it's inconsistency that comes up for them in that. So rethink the way that you think about referrals, and I almost guarantee you it will change, right? It will change the way that you look at asking, and it will make asking so much easier, and also doing it the right way. So if you want a copy of this, right, my referral generator script, just comment. Whatever platform that you're consuming this video on, just comment down below referral, and I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you for free. And if you've got questions around your business, those kind of things, I'm always here. I want to be a resource for you in building your business by referral. I've been doing that now for over 3 decades. So I hope this was useful. Hey, thanks for hanging with me. I went over the 5 minutes, as sometimes that I do, but I think it's super powerful. And if you'll take that and then use it, I definitely believe that you can change